Behind the quiet streets, old houses, and historic landmarks of the United Kingdom are stories Britain never forgot. Crimes so disturbing they changed laws, shattered trust, and left scars that still remain. These are not myths. These are real cases. This is Britain's darkest crimes. London, 1888. Before we dive into the real story, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. The streets of Whitechapel were dark, crowded, and dangerous. Women were found murdered in brutal ways. Their killer vanished into the fog. The newspapers gave him a name, Jack the Ripper. He sent letters to police, mocked investigators, terrified an entire city. Despite countless suspects and theories, he was never caught. To this day, Jack the Ripper remains the most famous unsolved murder case in British history. 1960s, Northern England. Ian Brady and Myra Hindley looked ordinary, but behind closed doors, they committed unspeakable crimes. Children were abducted, tortured, murdered. Their bodies were buried on the desolate Saddleworth Moor. The nation was horrified, not just by the crimes, but by how long they went unnoticed. This case changed how Britain viewed child protection forever. Gloucester. Fred and Rose West lived in a quiet home. Inside that house, young women were abused, murdered, and buried beneath the floors. Even their own daughter was a victim. The horror was hidden in plain sight. Fred West died before trial. Rose West was sentenced to life imprisonment. Their home became one of the most infamous crime scenes in UK history. Between 1975 and 1980, Peter Sutcliffe stalked the streets of Northern England. 13 women were murdered. Many others were attacked. Police mistakes allowed him to continue killing. When he was finally arrested, Britain demanded answers. The case exposed serious failures in policing and led to major reforms. In 1993, Stephen Lawrence, an 18-year-old student, was murdered in a racist attack. Justice failed him. The police investigation collapsed. Evidence was ignored. Witnesses were dismissed. Years later, the truth came out. The case exposed institutional racism within British policing and led to nationwide reform. Stephen Lawrence's name became a symbol not of tragedy alone, but of change. 2 10-year-old girls disappeared in Soham. The country watched in horror. The killer was someone trusted a school caretaker named Ian Huntley. The case led to stricter background checks for people working with children. A painful lesson learned too late. Dr. Harold Shipman was trusted by thousands. He was a family doctor. Behind that trust, he murdered at least 215 patients, using medicine as a weapon. Shipman became the deadliest serial killer in British history. His crimes changed how doctors are monitored and shattered blind trust in authority. In 1993, 2 10-year-old boys abducted and murdered a toddler named James Bulger. The case shocked the world, not just because of the crime, but because of who committed it. It forced Britain to confront uncomfortable questions about youth violence and responsibility. These crimes are not just stories. They changed laws, changed policing, changed lives. They remind us that evil doesn't always announce itself. Sometimes it hides in familiar places. History remembers these crimes not to glorify them, but to make sure they never happen again.